Hello and welcome. It is Sunday, 12 July 2026. Setting up for, that's right, the Censorship Sucks Round Table Radio Show. Get the guys up here in a little bit. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Trying to get everything set up and ready to go. Trying to get everybody set up here and ready to go, and get. All right. Let me get it switched over so I can bring this up. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Making sure that we have everything. Not that. Call up the group. And get us going. Looks like everything's going good. Get everybody up and rolling. Trying to get John and the crew up and going here. Hey, John.
Yeah.
How you
Hello.
doing?
What's up, Doc?
Oh, not too much. How's my mic, Mark? I have the AC on tonight.
You are really, really super low.
Okay.
Yeah, I turned the AC off, dude.
No.
You can't be doing that.
No.
Hey, it's David Hoggington.
Hola.
No fans, no AC, nothing, man. You gotta just power through it, bro.
Just gotta roll through. Yeah.
You can climb inside your refrigerator, though.
No, I don't want to do that either. I'd like
Alright.
breathing.
I heard-
Breathing's fun.
I heard you guys are looking at like 100-degree temps up there.
Not, yeah, maybe by the end of the week. We just
Okay.
had rain yesterday, so yesterday and today were pretty nice, but tomorrow's supposed to be 90 or close to.
Yeah. Yeah, they were saying like Billings, Montana will be as hot as Phoenix.
Yeah,
Ow.
That's
that happens
article I was reading.
occasionally.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hot, man.
Well, it's a dry heat in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah, until your shoes melt to the pavement.
Yeah. Yeah, when the asphalt is melting as you're walking. That's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Had a good time last night. I was on Sandra's show last night, Coffee Talk with Sandra. They did this.
Cool. How'd it go?
It was really neat. It was a they did like a game show, and I was not one of the contestants, but I was on the. They did this thing like Hollywood Squares. It was really neat. So yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, and she's probably going to reach out to you guys too if you want to be on it. They do it
The
on
Hollywood Squares of yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it's
Can I only if I'm in the middle square there? I'm not going to be like the bottom left corner or something.
Typical prima donna.
I was
I'll only do it if I'm the middle square.
I was the middle left last night, so yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was still pretty cool. And I did get and as being on there, and that I got the what was it, the secret square. So I was a secret square.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, that makes up for it for not
Yeah.
being center square. But yeah, it's still
Cool.
important to be center square. It's I'm not going to be for some corner.
Right.
Well, she might you might get in there if you was a chick, but because it seems
Yeah.
like she puts the girls in the middle.
Bullhorn Barry should be on it because he's totally square.
Yeah. I wasn't going to go there,
damn.
but you did.
Zinger.
Oh, yeah. He's not even here to defend himself, which made it even better.
Well, I was thinking last night, oh my God, if Willie was in there with me,
Oh, my
he would have
God.
been like,
Hey,
well, I would have been,
hey!
yeah, I would have been on the left side. He would have been on the right side. He'd been like, shut up, Mark, shut up, Mark. I'm like, no. Hey.
Hey, I'm a so much underwear jerky.
That would be entertaining, actually. Get him on one of those Hollywood Squares games. That'd be entertaining.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
they'd only get one question asked.
Well, that's true. That's true.
if we had enough people, we could do our own for like a warm-up-palooza. But
There you go.
know,
It'll be called Here's Something Else You Probably Already Know.
maybe if I dig up all the hosts and their people, we might be able to.
It'd be
Yeah, but you don't want to dig them up
It'd
because
be
they're probably
fun to do
decomposed
a
by
game
now.
show, but I wouldn't want to just totally rip off her idea and do the same thing she's doing.
No.
Well, she's ripped
Unless,
off
like,
somebody
You,
else.
you do it as a parody, though.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and what you do then is you put like Mark Edworthy as the center square. That way, when he's asked a question, he'll be, oh my, and flick his hair around like Fabio.
How about the price is right and will only feature items Willie's trying to sell?
Yeah, come on down for that underwear.
Yep.
I don't know if that would work.
No, it might be better if you did whose line is it anyways?
All right.
Now, there we could go.
Whose
We could
line
do
is it
something like that.
anyways?
How about, are you smarter than Willie?
I think we would. Yeah, we could. I think we could pull that off. That would
I
work.
think so. Are you smarter
How
than
many-
Willie?
How many nickels are in a quarter?
There you go.
Yeah, you ask
How
questions
many
like
nickels
that.
are there in a
Yeah.
quarter? Yeah.
Name the people that are on the bills.
There you go.
Okay?
Is the Earth round?
Oh my God, he'd lose
It's
that one.
flat. It's flat. Flat Earth.
Yep.
He'd be screaming it.
Yep.
And the correct answer is flat.
Yep.
Willie, you won for $1 million.
Yep.
No,
You
we'll
want
do
a
it.
luxury round trip to the ice wall.
No, you you do it for bits of coin.
There you go.
Bits of
Uh-huh.
corn.
You
Bits
won.
of
Wait, I can't have
coin.
a whole
Of coin.
Coin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bits
Okay.
of coin.
It's bits of corn.
Bits of corn.
That'd be
Yeah.
different,
Well, you know,
different game show.
Willie would be all into that then. You know, he has to
That's,
feed his
that's a
pigs and
post-apocalyptic version where you're fighting over pieces of corn. Yeah.
That doesn't
Yeah.
sound fun. That sounds like some Aztec stuff there, and that wasn't very pleasant.
Yes. We'll call it Maze Master.
I do like those double meanings.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Blue, is that you? Come on up, honey. Come on up. Oh, you don't want up. Okay.
I know we're going
Yeah,
to talk about it on the show, but I got to ask you, David, is Mitch McConnell alive or dead?
You know, they're going to pretend he's alive for a while.
I
So
think
we'll leave
so.
it at that. Apparently, though, he has resurfaced. He's claiming he fell and has pneumonia.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
which they posted a picture, which I immediately put into Grok and had to re-render it with multiple fingers.
I saw a
I'm not
couple of
kidding.
those.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a couple of fact checks out there that say it's possibly an AI image, but I mean I wouldn't put them past them. They're just trying
Yeah.
to keep them hanging on until the August deadline so they can
Yeah.
appoint somebody.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised, you know. But I was surprised to wake up to find Lindsey Graham had died,
Yeah.
and my
that-
brain instantly processed that was Mitch McConnell. I'm like, wait a minute, that wasn't Mitch McConnell. Yeah.
And then who was it that also died? King of Qatar or something like that.
And just 3 days before, there was that reform candidate that died as well.
Yeah, Ann Whitcomb was
Yeah.
murdered apparently,
Yeah.
and they're claiming it was a white guy.
The Emir of Qatar
No,
is also dead. That's it. Sorry.
Yes, yes.
They apparently let the white guy go, and now they're searching for someone whose nationality they don't want to mention.
Oh, okay, so it's a non-white guy then.
It-
I thought the chances
Well,
are they
no.
got the wrong white guy because you know they all look alike.
Wasn't she super anti-trans?
Yes, she was.
He was
Yeah,
a Bible thumper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard there was possibly a trans element to it as well.
Yeah, well, and she thought you could fix gay.
That would make sense. That
Yep.
would make sense. The trans
Yeah.
don't like those people at all.
No, not at all.
I don't know. That's it was something mentioned. I think it was Andy No was commenting under somebody's post about it possibly being related to that. I think.
Right.
And he's over there now. I would say, but I wouldn't doubt that it would be a Muslim either. Like that, they have all kinds of issues going over there, just like we do.
I mean, wackadoos come in all different shapes, sizes, and religions.
This is true.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if someone went into her house and killed her, she's famous for her, beliefs. So yeah, it's likely they, it's like another Charlie Kirk situation. Yep. I don't like what you say. I hate that I have to do this. I really don't wish you didn't make me do this.
Yeah, that's just,
but you just can't be allowed to spread your hate.
Yep. Meanwhile, they're trying to say that they're not mentally ill.
Did you guys see Ben Shapiro put out a video yesterday where he said basically that Candace Owens killed Charlie, and he went through like a half-hour litany of why and how, and
was it a satire? Because she's blaming everybody on killing Charlie.
It was, but he did it very seriously. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
He never once like laughed or he was very serious. Like, look, she was in Maine that day. She didn't post anything on social media. There are confirmed that there were 14 private jets in the nearest airport to where she was in Maine.
So he's doing it.
Do we know? Why won't they give us the detailed information of everyone on those private jets? They won't do it.
I'm just asking questions.
Exactly. He said that like 30, 40 times.
How tall is she? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Something about maroon.
Yeah,
there was something about maroon, and he flipped it around completely and started showing in her all these dresses that are maroon.
There you go.
It's like, here she is again. Well, why does she
keep
wearing maroon?
I had a dream that Candace Owens came to me and shot me in the neck.
Yeah,
therefore,
he did that whole thing too.
Yeah,
he totally did that.
That's the best thing about this pre-trial stuff is it's been totally blowing Candace Owens' crackpot theories out of the water.
Oh.
Well, I think she knew they were crackpot all along.
Well, yes, she's in my opinion, she's a grifter.
Yeah.
Or there was someone high up in the government who was just playing with her, just being like, I'm going to tell you all this crap, and that way you can go out and just
I tried to warn her, don't talk to Alex Jones, but she wouldn't listen.
YouTube has been promoting her, so there is somebody who is very happy that she is talking about this stuff, because they can then plug her in with anybody else who wants to say, hey, maybe we should question our relationship with foreign countries like Israel. Maybe we should question our foreign entanglements a little bit. I think that's what her purpose was. Whoever was using her, I mean, I'm on the same opinion you are, David. I think she's a grifter, but I think it's very easy to get a grifter to chase clicks and money in a certain direction on a platform like YouTube.
Right. And the trans agenda, of course, is they don't want Tyler to be, accused of this or prosecuted for it.
Yeah, exactly.
He needs to get off like Luigi.
Exactly. They have a vested interest in promoting her bullshit. Yeah.
Yep.
That's always what you have to ask: is who benefits from the behavior, especially when it's such a radical transition like hers is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, didn't she do, what was it, social autopsy?
Yeah,
Yeah. So she
she's a
she
chameleon.
has been mired in controversy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's when she, started saying the anti-trans stuff because it was cool.
Right.
Then Ben Shapiro locked her in and brought her in, and she went conservative for a little bit while that was paying the bills. But as soon as the clicks and revenue started to go away, she was like, let me do something else. Let's start talking about Israel.
Yeah. She still hadn't proved that Macron's wife is a man.
Oh, I hope he sues the pants off of her. I don't know if that lawsuit's still happening or not, but I hope she loses big money.
Wait, he or she? She or he? You said he.
Well, Macron's named in the suit as well.
Oh, so you're talking about him, not his.
Besides, he's the man. He's the one with the legal power to sue.
Yeah, he was the one that I think he was the one that encouraged the lawsuit to take place. I think he was the one that was super embarrassed by it. I don't think. I think his wife would have rather clawed her eyeballs out than gone to court over it.
Yeah.
I think she would have rather had the French take her out. Like, if anybody was calling the French Secret Service to take Candace out, it was the wife.
Yep. Macron's going to testify. No, it was just a very realistic looking strap on.
I mean, their relationship is weird enough. It's like how the age difference and when they met. Like, you don't need to invent the other stuff, you know?
Yeah. And her beating the crap out of him when they're getting off the plane.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, I think she's just after the clicks, and somebody's been using her to cause problems.
Yep. Yep. And of course, the irony is, it's the one time you can't blame the Jews.
Actually, my
unless it's a six-level psyop. Yeah.
My best guess is it's actually the Brits. That's my best guess.
Okay.
I think there's an element in the British elite that want America to be more focused on Russia and less focused with Iran.
Which is why she went to Russia. To throw people off if they're sick. She didn't go to the UK.
Yeah. I think she likes I think I don't know, her husband and his connections in England, and his, like, he's a lord and he has connections to the English Scientology movement over there, and there's some weird stuff.
That's the smoking gun right there.
Yeah,
Scientology,
some weird stuff.
Yep.
I mean, Pam Bondi had some Scientology connections too.
Right. And you don't go up against Xenu.
No, man. Nope. They'll hunt you down.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember.
They'll throw your soul in a volcano, man. That's what they do.
Was it Leah Remy? Was that the one that...
yeah, to escape?
Yeah. I remember hearing some of that stuff, and I was just like, yeah, that sounds like a cult to me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you you dig into some of the really creepy conspiracy stuff with them, like some of the people that have got into Scientology, like spun off and did other things, like the Process Church, which is then connected to Antoine LaVey, and like all kinds of weird stuff down a whole different like cult side track, like from the 60s and 70s. It's really crazy, all the people that are involved with Scientology and all the different tentacles you can go down of the people, because it's people searching for some sort of meaning that end up in these cults.
Yep. That'll be Willie's next grift, is he'll start a religion.
It's a good one right about now, man.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good momentum right now.
Yep. Wormapalian or something.
Wormapalian.
Be a worm-based religion.
Oh, yes.
Where they accept by people because they don't care if you cut it in half and it goes both ways.
Well, worms are hermaphroditic, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Introduce him to his chainsaw.
Yeah,
his
exactly.
His chainsaw wife.
Yep. Wonder
and
how
his
that's
chainsaw
going.
Girlfriend.
Yep, and his chainsaw girlfriend. Yeah.
How's that going? I wonder.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's I mean, one woman is difficult enough sometimes for most men. Like,
I don't know how Mormons do it.
Alone a two-stroke.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, if she divorces him, she's going to cut everything in half.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just by default.
By default, yeah. She'll cut it in half and take it.
Yeah, that's not going to be pleasant. No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. That does explain why that one day we found Willie covered in bar oil.
Oh, that's one of those. It's one of those things you try to forget.
Yeah, Michael's doing therapy over it.
Yeah. So did you get to see any of Rupert Lowe on Joe Rogan at all?
Joe Rogan?
I'm waiting for
saw some
Count
highlights of
Binface
it.
to go on Joe Rogan. I'd vote for Count Binface.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
That's
that
why,
hand dryer and that
Bob's in trouble
definitely
over there.
needs to be moved.
You know, I took and asked Mark Edworthy about that, and he didn't know who he was. And I sent him a whole bunch of links during Nancy's show on Wednesday, and he's like,
Come on.
"Oh, that guy." Like,
Count Binface.
yeah. Yeah.
He used to be Lord Buckethead, but
Lord
the original
Buckethead,
Lord
yeah,
Buckethead made him stop doing it.
Yeah. That's what I kept saying during the show, to get him, going in that. I was like, Lord Buckethead, all hell, Lord Buckethead. Because out of all the people in Nancy's show and that, Mark follows the chat.
If Mark changed his name to D's Nuts, he could win.
Yeah. Yep.
I think he should just use his initials, TOS, Terms of Service.
There you go. And people that follow would be tossers.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
In prison, that has a whole different meaning.
Exactly. I'm sure
And that's
that's
exactly
why
the
he
meaning
mentioned
that
it.
David was referring to.
Yep.
Well, tosser is a British term.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would like to
I
see a
think it's
meme
the same-
candidate win a by-election. It'd be good.
I think it's pretty much the same thing as a wanker, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's the same motion.
Yeah, I find it interesting that Farage went for that whole move, and Binface has now taken over the media cycle. Like,
yeah, and apparently Binface is the establishment, according to Farage.
Well, funny enough, a bunch of labor people came out and were like, "Yeah, we're gonna stay out of this, and we're gonna back Binface."
Yeah,
I'm like, well, you're helping Farage out here, guys. Just shut up and let him look like a fool. Like, stop. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But English elections are entertaining because they can do these like snap elections and by-elections, and there's proportional representation, and like it's a whole different level of entertainment than ours. Ours is kind of like Survivor on steroids, and everybody's trying to stab each other in the back.
Right.
Like English politics is just like a bunch of like old world like kind of hoopla, and they're very entertaining.
Yeah. Don't forget the Raving Loony Party,
Yeah.
which we have that here, but that's both parties.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Libertarians seem to fit that bill. The Libertarian Party is a joke inside of a joke.
Yes, but they're ineffective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're terrible.
That's the problem with the Libertarians.
Well, the most effective Libertarians joined the Republican Party.
Right.
That's just
They just put clowns in leadership positions in the Libertarian Party. I mean, you see their conventions, and they're just a comedy show. No one takes it seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a guy who wants to go out there naked, and crap like that.
Yeah, that's their internal bureaucracy pretty much locks out anybody that's serious, because anybody who doesn't have a job and just wants to be part of a social club can go in there and dominate, because they can spend all the time they want doing, understanding the by-elections and making relationships and doing all these things. And that's what they treat it like. They treat it like a little social club, and nothing gets done. That's why pretty much all the serious libertarians have either gone to educating people about the ideas of all spectrums, or gone to the Libertarian Party if they wanted to be serious in politics. Like up in New Hampshire, that's how they're getting New Hampshire turned around up there. They have like 30 or 40 members of the, like basically a Freedom Caucus at the state level that are various forms of libertarians that have all made it into office as Republicans. Like they just opened up statewide homeschooling with, and free choice and all that stuff.
Don't they say a libertarian is a Republican that smokes pot?
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean that is the
No.
that is the joke. That is the joke.
Oh no.
Although
It's got a reason.
yeah, I mean that is the joke. Although these guys are more like
They
I would
like
call these
shrooms
guys
instead, right?
no, they're more right wing. They're
Yeah.
much more right wing. They're more traditional American than actual. Like I would call them constitutional libertarians.
Yep. Sorry to interrupt, Marky, to shut down this channel.
Yep, I sure do.
Oh,
So
God.
we're gonna
Oh,
get up.
shit. Oh,
get
God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hold
All right.
on.
Flat Earth.
What's going to happen? Tell me what's going to happen next.
Well, we're gonna get this rolling. That's what we're gonna do. All right. Got the regular show coming up right now. So that was the pre-show for Censorship Sucks Round Table Radio Show. I'm going to get the guys back in here, and later on we will have, that's right, Willie the Worm Farmer.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello,
Hey, Doc. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right. We're ready to go, man. Let's get this boat rolling.
Let's do it.
Bum, 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 bum.
Bum, 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 bum. Dun, dun,
Yeah, the
dun,
Brits
dun,
are taking
dun,
over, man.
dun. You there, Doc?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doc?
You
What?
went,
Hello?
you went low.
Oh my god. Yeah.
You went
Yeah,
quiet
I think
on
it's-
us.
Is Doc there?
Maybe.
Hey,
Oh.
Doc? Hello?
Possibly.
Oh, God.
Hello. Hello.
All right. Let me push the mute button again. Hold on.
Anyways, you got 30 seconds.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
What are we starting with today?
News and events.
Oh no.
Current events. Current
No.
events, yeah. Well, current events.
Uh-oh. I don't know about any of those.
With a sprinkling of commentary.
Look out, cats, dogs, and kids. Here comes your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're live and on the radio side for the very first time tonight, right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show, Sunday night edition. This is July 12th, 2026. We're diving right into it. Doc, can you believe it's the middle of July already, man? It's like summer
It's flown by.
rolling,
Flown
you
by.
know? Yeah, so fast. Wow. But here we are, and we're enjoying this beautiful, what do they call it, a super low-pressure heat dome that's going to descend across America this week.
Yeah, I call it summer, but yeah, they call it. They're saying it's this massive, never before seen heat dome. I don't know. It used to get up to 100 when I lived in Idaho, so I don't know. It sounds like summer to me. It feels pretty nice. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. It gets hot, you know, and then guess what? It cools off again, and then it all freezes. So,
Yeah.
But it is going to be an interesting week for some people because, hey, America's going to get hot. But it's the middle of summer, so enjoy it. Enjoy that air conditioning. If you're European, just go inside somewhere. Get a slushie. You probably never had a slushie. They're phenomenal on a hot day. And guess what? Free refills. So have at it. Speaking of our European friends, America fell out of the games this week. The soccer match they're having. What do they call it? The World Cup or something?
Yep, that's what it would be. Yeah, they disappointed. Yep. I really expected them to win that round.
Well, Belgium. I mean, that's like the equivalent of America losing to like Maryland or Rhode Island or something. You know what I mean? Like you got the whole country up against Rhode Island, and Rhode Island beats you. What is Belgium? I mean, it's like a 10-minute drive from one side to the other.
Yeah, it's not a large place, but apparently they are much better in a big soccer crowd than we are. Our guys folded like a flan in a cupboard, as they say. Yeah, they weren't ready for the big time, and what do you do?
We'll get them next year. Whatever.
Hopefully we'll get it around. We'll get another shot at making the final 8 again next time around. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, people are very disappointed. Well, they expected more.
That was intended to be a joke because there is no next year. It's every 4 years, right?
Right.
So anyway, but England has moved on, and that's good for them. They're excited about that. And what else? I think France and Spain are all going for it as well. So we're going to have some interesting matches. All the good stuff I think is done though. You know what I mean? It's tough, man. When you're in places like New York and, England, I think goes back up to Boston this week. They can have some fun in there, but New York, the World Cup's going to get, you won't even know it's there. You know what I mean? If you're in a cab going across town, you won't have a clue that the World Cup finals are in New York City during the World Cup finals, right?
Yeah. Is
this gentleman bothering you? But off we go. It's going to be interesting to watch. I think it's done a lot of good for America, and America is also to some degree picking up an interest in the sport of soccer. It's not revolutionary or anything. It's not going to, make a huge difference, but it will make a difference to a large degree over the long run to have had this here, and hopefully bring America up to its par so we can just go in and dominate this thing once and for all every 4 years. That's kind of silly that we can't just go there and win it all.
It is kind of silly that America has produced so many amazing athletes and we still have yet to win at least one World Cup. That is pretty sad. But I do think that the fact that everybody was so impressed with it being here and how everybody enjoyed their experience coming here to see it, I think that's a bigger win for America than anything else, because most of the world's media does not give us any fair shake. That's for sure.
And I'll tell you, they're so easily impressed. I mean, they see a gallon of milk and they're like, "Oh my God, wow!"
Yeah.
A free refill sends these guys, into spastics that they just can't understand that you get a free refill. It goes on and on. Walmart's, it's not that impressive, and yet I'm seeing 50, 70 videos of people going to Walmart's and just being blown away, or Costco or something, and it's like we've had this for 20 years now, right?
Yeah. Well, the abundance, the size and abundance of the size, like in America, is pretty culturally shocking when you come from a place where everything is like all of Europe is basically the United States. Like each one of our states is like a country, and so it's the size. I think just shocks them. Like, I think that's what it is. The size of everything here just shocks them.
Yeah. And I'd always been kind of impressed with like the Western states, especially, that they all are very kind of clearly different. They all have their sort of, Utah is very different from Colorado. And when you cross the border, you feel like you're in a new state now, it's amazing like that. Arizona to Utah, it's a nice transition, but eventually you're in Arizona. It's very different than Utah, and California the same, and so on and so forth. But I digress. Let's get into some news here. Let's go to New York City. Because the World Cup is coming there, Mom Dookie, thought it would be a good idea to make a map for everybody to go find all the immigrant neighborhoods, the ethnic enclaves of New York City. If you want to go and, see Little Somalia, go to this neighborhood. If you want to see, Little Pakistan, go over here. Here's Little Iran, Little Iraq. You get my point. He excluded Little Italy, which is without a doubt. I mean, if I were to have to name, one or two towns in New York, it'd be Italy and China,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
that
Little
was
Italy is a staple.
it made New York famous in the '90s with the mobster movies. That reinvigorated. It was part of the whole Giuliani revitalization of New York City. Was the movies went there to actually shoot movies. Like that. That is a huge heritage part of New York City. Like the Italians in America have a long history in New York City, and but that it's kind of this thing that they do. The communists they try to slowly pluck out each group that will give them trouble.
Yeah, and maybe to his eye, Italians are just white, so it's really nothing special. It's just another white neighborhood.
Exactly.
Granted, they've got spaghetti instead of fried chicken or whatever you want to say, right? Or pizza. Well, yeah. But these are a bunch of people you don't want to piss off.
No. There's multiple levels to the Italianness in New York City. There's the mafia level, then there's the wealthy Italians, and they have a lot of pull in the city, and they go back a long way. It's not a group of people you want to mess with.
Yeah, and when push comes to shove, they know how to make a point.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. But I've seen some videos out there that are just hysterical. I would love to play them on the air, but if you know how a New York Italian talks, the amount of beeps would just make it impossible.
This is true.
Yes. But oh Lord, I was watching some of these going, wow, man, he really screwed up. Really big time. So anyway, they say it was an oversight from the Adams administration. And he's going to correct it in the next printing. But obviously that probably will be after the World Cup. Fortunately, most of the world knows, New York's got Little Italy. That's where, if you ask anybody where to, I want some interesting experience in an ethnic enclave in New York City, where should I go? They'll say, hey, go down and get some pasta in Little Italy.
Yep.
Everybody knows that. Or go to Chinatown.
Yep. Apparently Chinatown's been kind of bleeding into Little Italy for years now. So there's that if you're going to Chinatown, you'll be right there.
Oh, they kind of border each other.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know where Little Italy is, and I kind of know where Chinatown is, but I've been there on separate occasions, and I don't know how that city is, man. It just, you start riding around in a taxi, and then all of a sudden you look up at the buildings around you, and you realize you have no clue where you are, and you don't even know which way is north at this point.
Yeah. If you don't have a map and you've never been there, or if you've only been there like as a tourist, you're in trouble.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to know, the streets are numbered right in the avenues. And so it's, once you see a street sign, you pretty much know where you're at. Same thing with Chicago as well. Chicago's on an incredibly reliable grid. If you're 900 north, 400 west, like I know exactly where that is. You know what I mean?
Yep. Exactly.
1800 north, 1000 west, like I can picture the neighborhood. So yeah, it's very organized, and yet it's still so easy in a big city when you're out on the town or whatever, and you're going from cab to place to place to place, and suddenly you just look out and you realize you don't have a clue where you're at. And I love that experience, being in a new city like that. It's just a really cool feel to be like, wow, I am lost in the city right now, having fun.
Yeah, it's entertaining. New York City, I got to go right at the height of how amazing it was before 9/11 and after Giuliani had cleaned it up. And it was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing going to the pier and actually experiencing the city as it was intended to be.
Yeah, it's a pretty incredible place. I remember going to get some money out of the ATM, and there was a fast cash $800 option, and this was like in 1998 or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fast cash 800? Like, that's such a common option. It's like the one thing they give you, a whole button for on an ATM. Like who does that? And they're just doing it like on the spot here. And then I go to a place with my friend. We go into this club, and it's like, I don't know, $25 or something to get in. I'm like, I got it. And then let's get a couple martinis. I got it. They're on me. And they were like another $40 or something, $20 each. And then, you got to tip 20% on that, which, suddenly I'm out nearly $100 and I just got 2 drinks in front of us. I was like, that happened fast, man. That was just
now
like
you
a
see
New
why
York.
that 800 number exists.
Yeah, that's what they call a New York minute, man. They boom, $100 like that. Yeah. But it is what it is, and I knew what I was getting into when I started taking him out. He was a good friend of mine that we did a bunch of work together. So it was my pleasure to drop some cash on a evening out in New York City with my very good friend. But anyway, let's dive into, I guess we're out there in the Illinois area. So let's go over to Indiana. I don't know why I joined. Anyway, yeah. I mean, we're talking a little bit about Chicago, I guess, with the map, but the lieutenant governor is calling for legislation nationwide that would ban the call to prayer, which happens 5 times a day. The earliest one at like about 5:45 in the morning, and then all throughout the day until the 5th one happens after sunset. And he's like, look, man, you've got apps for that now. Your phone can go off and tell you it's time to prayer. You don't need to blast this thing through neighborhoods of people who are predominantly not Muslim. It's a form of intimidation, which is really what it is. It's a form of intimidation. To just, if you're just sitting there reading a book or something and you're not a Muslim, it's just intimidating. You have to put your book down and go, Lordy, my Lord, make it stop. They think it's beautiful. If you don't think it's beautiful, you think it's noise pollution, So that's a thing. It's happening. The call to prayer is happening in places in New York, parts of, certain neighborhoods. They do blast it there 5 times a day. And it just needs to stop. You saw this new neighborhood down in Arkansas that was approved. Some city approved it, where you have to sign documentation that you will live under Sharia law if you buy into this community. And I don't know how that's going to go. They tried it in Texas, and Governor Abbott got in the way. Now we've got Sarah Huckabee in Arkansas. So let's see what she does on that. But I don't know, Doc, what do you think?
Well, as far as the call to prayer thing goes, the federal government can't make a law against that. Not and get it through constitutionally, as we've seen with our Supreme Court. They are going to go with their generation's interpretation of the articles in the Constitution, and the government can't make a law against or for a particular religion. But each state has more than the ability to do it. It's been done before historically. So I don't have a problem with the state ban. I am not anywhere near pro-Muslim. I just wonder if you're gonna spend political capital to get something done, spend it where it's going to actually get done and not be a waste of everybody's time. Make it a state bill. If ban it statewide, that's no problem. There's laws on the books that said you had to be Christian to run for office back in the day. So I have no problem with the state banning the call to prayer. In fact, I think you could probably use local noise ordinances to ban it if you were so inclined, based on your local politics. But I think you're right. It is an intention to spread Islam through all the various methods that they use. But the call to prayer is, if you can hear the call to prayer, that means you're close to a mosque, and that means that all the Muslims can gather there, and it's just kind of how they spread their religion in general. And so, I'm one of these people that I don't think Islam is compatible with American values.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, if you want to make this comparison, a lot of people do. I lived in a small town in Colorado, and every Sunday morning the church bells would go out. And there were several churches that did it,
Yep. I grew up in that town. I grew up right across the street from a church. So, yeah, very familiar with that.
Yeah. And so what's the difference? Obviously, I would say 5 times a day versus once a week. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
And just the length and it's a foreign language being broadcast over loudspeakers, at volumes that are just, hard to even conceive. That again happens 5 times a day, and they're reading out a prayer in a foreign language in our country, which to me is kind of frightening. I don't know what that. I mean, I've looked it up before, and I kind of have an idea what it says. I kind of, remember most of what it's calling for. Good people. It's time to go prayer and that kind of stuff. But it's a little intimidating, to hear something like that blasting down the street you've lived on your entire life, and suddenly there's nowhere to go. You have to move. You've lived here your whole life, and now you have to put up with that, at 5:40 in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that, like, it's the repetition and the daily thing about it. Like, I think that is kind of impeding on other people's peace and quiet. I don't think it should be allowed. I absolutely agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm. And let's see, in other news, I guess we should cover this one too. Lindsey Graham passed away yesterday. 71-year-old world famous war addict, passed away. He had some good aspects to him. Every now and then he was great with the press as far as just putting them in their place. But I never really agreed with his voting record on most things. And he just never really saw a conflict he didn't want to be a part of. But, all the best to him. Hope they let you in there, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna. I won't say on the live radio what most libertarians think about Lindsey Graham, but it's not a surprise. The guy did not live a healthy lifestyle, and he was getting up there. I think what this, especially with this and the Mitch McConnell thing, this is, our boomer politicians are coming up against the death wall. We're going to have a major changeover of power in government over the next 5 to 10 years. And it's going to be really interesting to see what replaces them. They're going to have a special election for Lindsey, most likely. It looks like some folks are trying to get McConnell out of there. So, I don't know. Changing of the guards is happening right before our eyes.
And we really need to put term limits in place here at some point, folks. Like, now that all the, people who've been there for 50 years or, my entire life, right, are finally, well, I don't want to say finally, like, I'm excited that some of these people have passed away, but there's finally a turnover, so to speak. I don't want to say that in an impolite way. We just need to get fresh blood in there and keep the turnover coming, man. Term limits. God. I mean, Chuck Schumer, I think he's been in office since like 1970 or 74 or something. That's ridiculous.
Lots of them in that boat.
Which is why I can't believe that Marjorie Greene, MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, actually left her seat. Why would anybody leave their seat because they have a itch with the current president? Your House seat lasts 50 years, not 4. This guy's gone in 2 more years. You just wait him out.
I think it was the death threats that her family was getting. Death threats, her son in particular. I think that's what most of it had to do with. But I also have to, look at what the politics is in our country. Lindsey Graham was not a really good human being. Mitch McConnell was not really a good human being. They've done some nasty things over the years to people. And you get on the wrong side of the war machine, they will do just about anything they need to get you to vote their way or get you out of the way. They've proven that many, many times over again. So I don't blame her too much, but it is a sign of weakness to give up, which is one of the many reasons why I think, women should rethink their role in politics. But that's for another discussion.
The way I would look at it is you just kind of lay low for a few years, I mean, you're young, you're just new into this whole situation, ride it out for like 10 years or something, just see where you end up, right? It's a long game. Sadly, that's why we need term limits. We need people that go in there, get things done, and then, they're done. They leave. And there's no worry about re-elections and raising billions and billions of dollars to get reelected every 2 years, It's you just sit there forever because your name's on the ballot and they recognize your name, and that's how it works.
Yeah, well, and that's that. I think term limits are a good start. I think banning all of private money, ban lobbying. I think that's we're at the point in technology where we don't need lobbying anymore. We don't need to send people to go on our behalf anymore. We can contact people directly. We have internet. We don't need this anymore. That would be another good step. If we could get those two things done in the next 10 to 15 years, America may last another 250.
That's a good point. And where is this internet? When is it going to finally kick in here? When is the Earth, the people of the Earth, when are we all going to realize that we have all the information in the universe at our fingertips? If you want to study quantum physics, you can study quantum physics in your, past free time. And if you figure it all out and you're good with it, go. You can be as smart as anybody who graduated from Harvard in the same amount of time if you're passionate about it and you study it hard. It's just there for the taking. It's like Goodwill Hunting. You paid $250,000 for an education I got with a $2 library card.
Yep. And that age is it's slowly starting to happen. A lot less people are choosing college. And a lot more people are choosing to get skills.
Yeah. And sadly, with AI, I think it'll set it all back another 20 years, because you're just going to have these ghosts in the machine hallucinating different answers to people who then, go on to build careers around the foundation of information that was hallucinated by AI 20 years ago,
Yeah, that'll be a problem that academia is going to, again, that's why I think so many people are just saying, hey, look, I can learn stuff if I want to learn stuff, but if I want to make money and I want to have a career and I want to have a life, I need a skill that people will pay money for. I think people are finally starting to figure that out and going out and actually picking up skills, like actually becoming a person who can use AI to create benefit for a company is way more valuable than going to college for 4 years to learn how to build AI or be a computer, whiz. Like anybody who's anybody in that industry in particular, they just do it. Mm-hmm. And that's where we need to get to in most industries.
Yeah. And it's almost a good thing that our entertainment industry is falling apart the way it is. Because, it's just one less thing to stare at when you should be considering, expanding your brain and working at something to gain more knowledge or whatnot,
Very true. Very
true. We can go through all that, too. There's been some blunders here in the last few weeks as far as media is concerned. We had the Supergirl, which I don't know. Apparently she had a bad drinking problem and she had all kinds of issues. And, I don't know. I'm told that it's not like the family friendly movie that maybe some people would be looking for in a Superman movie.
Yeah. And from what I understand, it's pretty much, college party girl trying to figure her life out, but she's Superwoman. Yeah. That's basically what it is, or Supergirl. It's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing like the original Supergirl. The original Supergirl was actually there was the crystal, and then there was the. Oh, anyway, my point being is it was actually a superhero movie. This movie is much more feels like a self-insert of the feminist archetype.
Yeah, the struggle within versus just being a role model to begin with. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. Just having that instinct in you that you're just going to be a role model. You didn't have to be Supergirl. You were just always going to live your life that way versus, I don't know, a flawed person be giving these powers. But then we've got Ulysses, um, which apparently we've got Ellen Page, is it, or
In the Odyssey,
Elliot
yeah.
Odyssey? Sorry, Elliot Page. In that he is, not a big guy by any means.
Well,
Like
because
when
he's
he
a
was a
girl.
woman, when he was a girl, he's what we would call a spinner, right? But since he's a dude now, you wouldn't want to call him a spinner, but you also wouldn't want him as center on your football team. Nor would you want him as your main archetype warrior dude in battle.
No. I think if you were to call if Ellen Page were an actual dude, the size and frame that it is that of a twink. That would be the correct term.
Yeah, I mean, she was like 5'1" or 5'2". She was tiny, and all of a sudden, yeah, okay, that's whatever. I mean, look, Tom Cruise is pretty short too, I hear.
Yeah, but Tom Cruise can bench press his body weight and do 25 pull-ups without breaking a sweat.
What are you saying?
I don't think Ellen Page could. I mean, not that I can either, but I'm just saying, like, the people that I want in the Odyssey playing Greek warriors are people who look like Greek warriors. Maybe 5'8", 5'9", ripped, athletic, muscly.
Russell Crowe did a good job of it. Yeah, Russell Crowe was pretty good. Yeah, I think we had not Matt Damon. Another one of those blonde Hollywood types. But yeah, they've got plenty of people out there that can play those roles. But it's good if you want to keep your mind open. And I think Helen of Troy was played by a black lady, which is a choice. You do what you want to do with that.
That is a choice.
But it's not a representation at all of the history and the authenticity of what the story is about. When you make those types of changes, when you take those types of liberties with a story of that cultural significance, it's okay. I was watching, I think it was Sargon of Akkad earlier today, and he was talking about the live action remake they're doing of Moana, where with human beings.
Yeah,
and they were right. It was an article from Variety, and he was showing how Variety was gushing over the fact that they went to Polynesia and they used Polynesian dancers and whatnot and actual people from the culture. They weren't appropriating it and everything, and how that was so genuine and good for the culture and the respect and all that nice, warm, feel-good stuff. But then with Odyssey, they called everyone a bigot who questioned, these sorts of cultural appropriations that take place in a movie like that. So
yeah.
Why the respect for one culture and then the total disrespect for another culture?
Well, because Odyssey is the foundation of Western civilization, and the communists in Hollywood want to destroy the West. That's why.
Well, there you go. Demoralization, bro. Demoralization. Yuri Bezmenov told us all of this back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Demoralize a civilization. Yeah, you demoralize them to the point where they just don't care anymore. And you said you can tell them that the sky is blue and they will say, no, it's red. You can lose family members over the sky is blue. No, it's red. And we're getting to that place in so many instances. It's so frightening to see. It's, because the way he describes it, Doc, is it talks about then you go, after you demoralize a country, you go into crisis. And the crisis happens very fast and it's transformative. It's when everything changes and then you rebuild. And when you talk about these Democrat socialists and you look at their agenda that they're putting forward, it's exactly that. Yep. Get rid of police, get rid of prisons, get rid of ICE, get rid of the border, get rid of all border controls, give everybody everything for free. And of course, if you do all that, the system will collapse very quickly. And then, poof, that's your crisis. Now you rebuild. Socialism. Have you seen this agenda they have where they want to make the House of Representatives sort of like the king of the world and put the presidency under them.
Yep, they
put
want
the
to
Supreme
turn it.
Court under them.
Yeah, they want to turn it into a traditional communist. I forget what the term is. China has one, and Russia had one. It's basically a big council, and the prime minister, president, leader, whatever, is just a figurehead, and it's a bunch of it's like what is the word I'm looking for? It'll come to me. But anyway, it's just Game of Thrones on steroids. It's a bunch of backstabbing, and it turns into a fight amongst this one group to keep control over this whole system. Stalin and Mao both did it. That's how they designed their systems. Yeah.
And Mamdani in New York is dedicated to this stuff. He centered his life around it. It is what he is. He is a communist. He's said it many times. Communism is the ultimate goal. And so you see it in his housing proposals and the different things he's looking to do. And we put in rent controls and then put in extremely high standards for any private tenants, standards that the city in their housing would never live up to. But if you own the building next door and you're renting it out to people, then you have a much, much, much higher standard. You actually have to have heat, at least in most of the apartments and things like that. And if you can't live up to that standard, they will confiscate your place. They will take it from you. They'll give you a quote, market price for it. That will be dictated by what all their NGO friends want to pay for it. And it's a real thing, folks. We talk about this as sort of an abstract, but it's actually going to start happening in New York City. And the results are devastating, man. You had Citadel. You got, was it Goldman Sachs or, some of the bigger firms in New York City, the big brokerage firms are setting up shop in Florida. They're moving to Texas, and they're building giant, hubs out there in Salt Lake City. They're leaving New York, and they're giving people options in management. New York, I'm sorry, your options are you can go to Salt Lake City or you can go to Texas, or you can leave the company.
Yep.
And, they bribe them. They say, look, by the way, what are you paying for rent right now? You know what I mean? Your apartment's worth $10 million. Okay, let's look at a $10 million property in Dallas.
Right. You're talking about a super mansion in Dallas.
Yeah, with 5,000 acres. That's at your weekend place, bro. When you put $2 million on, you put the other 8 in here. I mean, you're looking at just flat out money, down there. It's disgusting. New York City, you're cramped everywhere. You're in an elevator with 30 other people, even being worth, Yeah,
the Texas Stock Exchange just opens too.
Mm.
The BlackRock and a couple other of the big firms decided to open up their own securities exchange down in Texas, and it just started operating limited. Right now, they're still doing test runs. They got a couple ETFs that they're trading right now, but I assume that a bunch of these companies, once they start listing everything that the New York Stock Exchange has, I can assume a lot of these hedge fund companies are going to start making a run for Texas as well. I would assume.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think, was it Larry Ellison? It was one of the tax day, April 15th. Mamdani went out in front of his $20 million condo and said, this guy doesn't live here, called him out by name.
Yep.
And we're going to tax him. He's not paying his fair share, yada, yada. And he was just about to put $6 billion into a project in New York City, a real estate project, one project, to develop something on Park Avenue. And the next day he started calling it, potential investment. Like he probably isn't going to do it. They left Chicago and were, trying to choose between Miami and New York. They chose Miami. And he's like, it's the greatest choice we ever made, like hands down. New York would have been a disaster. Yep. And now they're just going to leave. And you know what? If they put that $6 billion to work in Florida, Ron DeSantis will personally bring them out, to dinner bring him to the site, get his little rubber stamp out, and approve every permit they have personally.
Yep.
And on and on and on. They're going to roll the red carpet out for a $6 billion investment in Miami. Whereas New York is like, whatever, it's just another high rise. You know?
Unfortunately,
take it for granted.
They're going to be in a lot of trouble because think about the size of the companies that are leaving. Now, if these big companies are leaving, these massive, giant spenders are leaving, what are all the middle-sized companies doing? What are all the small businesses doing? They're either closing or leaving too. Like a perfect example here in Oregon, we lost Les Schwab. Les Schwab had their headquarters in Oregon for 71 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, we're out. Fired all 65 of their corporate people and moved the whole headquarters to Nashville.
Yeah. Exxon just left New Jersey. There's like a half a dozen major companies that have left Illinois, you know, and it just goes on and on. Bad policies breed exits, man. And then you get into what's called a dust spiral, where you have to raise taxes even more on the remaining companies. And they say, you know, gosh, I mean, we had a catering company that Exxon was our biggest client, and we're just going to move to Texas and, you know, make them do all the catering out there for the same company, right? We'll just go along with them. There's so many places like that, you know, have these relationships. You know, you're a printer that's doing all the printing for Morgan Stanley or whatever, right? And then suddenly they pick up and go to Texas, and you say, hey, man, if I up and go to Texas with you guys, will you keep me as your printer? And they say, sure. Okay, great. You know, I may need a little financing. Can you manage that? You'll be my biggest, you know, client. So you might as well finance the loan to get the, you know, new thing built. And it's like, yeah, great. Let's come. Let's go. So, you know, it breeds failure breeds more failure. And people, when they leave, it's like, hey, now all of a sudden all my friends have left because of my, you know, it just, there's no reason to be there anymore. You look around and all you're left with is higher taxes and a lot of snow in the winter.
Unfortunately, that is going to be a lot of these cities in the north. They're going to lose a lot, and it's not going to be pretty for the people that are left behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, what do you do? What do you do for these cities, man? What do you do? They've got to turn it around as quickly as they can and start inviting them back. Say, hey, man, please come back. We know you left, but just you got to come back. We'll make it worth your while. We need your business here. You know, the Mercantile Exchange in Chicago has been talking about leaving for forever. And if they do, that's just like, what is Chicago left with at that point? I mean, they've got a lot of advertising and, you know, there's a lot of other industries in there, but that's just a major core to the city's financial center. And it's just going to be gone because they want to put on some transaction tax that makes no sense and leveraged commodities trading. I don't want to get into the details, but yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, if you take 5 cents a trade, then you've just taken all their profit margins and, you know, killed the volume by 90%. But anyway, we've got to go to break. Doc, we will be right back. Everyone out there listening, we'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned.
All right, we're on radio break.
I'll be right back.
All right. Ay.
Yep. Yeah, the water pump went out on my truck the other day. Oh, man. Got to get it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got to get it worked on tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, at least you know what it is, and you know it's, you know, it's not going to be like an endless series of surprises. Just a water pump.
Yeah,
well,
water pump. That should be, I mean, pretty easy to get in and out. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, straightforward. They do 10 a week, you know.
Well, I mean, it is an 03, so.
Yeah.
already replaced the coils several times, and what is it? Alternator once.
Mm.
Yeah. But I've been pretty lucky with that truck. I love my truck.
Yeah.
A good truck is hard to beat.
Yep.
In a lot of ways, it's even better than a good woman.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Well, you know, especially if you, because they can carry more most of the time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's you know.
And
You can
usually
pay off a
usually
truck,
they
too.
can usually they can go the miles. And with a truck, you have the option, or any vehicle, you have the option to trade them in after 5 years. You know, and get a new one with less miles. You know.
And the wives do not like that one.
No,
They do not
no,
like the
no,
trade-in.
no. You know, and you know you can always, you know, if you get a lemon, you can always, you know, get rid of it.
They got laws about that.
with yeah, they have laws against
Specific laws
selling
intended
lemons.
to protect you.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'm a libertarian, but there is a law I would
and
support.
that doesn't
wife
happen
lemon
with
law.
marriage. And you know,
I would support a wife lemon law. A spousal lemon law. Like
Yeah.
I'll give women.
I'm definitely in favor of the 5-year renewal for marriage. you know.
That's right on. Yeah.
Look, so some people, are they're just not the right one, and you made a mistake. I mean, I don't recommend divorce to anyone. That's why I recommend getting to know your partner before you get married. But
Yeah, exactly. But you know, you know, after it's like a vehicle. You know, you have to ride it out, and then you can find out where all the problems are at in it, or with her. You know, and then you know,
find out what your maintenance schedule's got to be.
You know what the
Yep.
the maintenance schedule is going to be. you know. And you know, you can get a rough estimate, you know, but I'm a firm believer for every 5 years, you know, you should be able to, you know, trade it in for a new one with less miles, or get a classic with, you know, higher miles, but you know, it's classic, all right. You know, some antiques and classic cars, you know, may, you know, still be good, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, and they still got the looks, and they can still run real well, you know. I'm all for that, you know. You know, younger and newer doesn't mean better. Anyways, we're under 30 seconds, by the way. Wobbly's in the chat going, what? What? Anyways, here's your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're back live and on the radio side right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show, Sunday night edition for July 12th, 2026. With us tonight, we've got Doc in the house. Doc, what's going on?
Not too much tonight, though. It's been a pretty busy week for heads of state and politicians. So I'm sure we got some more quality entertainment to talk about in that realm.
Yeah. Did you have anything specific in mind when you brought that up?
Well, I just felt it was kind of funny that old Mr. Farage over there in England got kind of caught up in a $5 million payment. Kind of the news was making a big deal about it. I mean, the guy's good at making money, so I wasn't really shocked that he made some money outside of telling everybody. But to kind of, you know, give the appearance of being a man against the system, he decided to resign being an MP and run again for the same seat. And to turns out he wasn't the only person who had ideas for that seat, and is now facing someone called Count Binface, who is basically just a guy dressed in a costume that is pretty hilarious. And well, I don't know. He may face some trouble from Count Binface there.
Yeah, this is a guy who has run in, I want to say, 20 different elections over, so many years, as many years. And he's a perennial sort of joke candidate that is well known in Europe, in England. And yeah, as Americans, I don't know. They mentioned it to Mark Edworthy the other night, and he said, "Oh, that guy." He didn't really know who he was at first, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that guy." Nobody takes him seriously. But we in America are used to like Bodie McBoatface winning the name that they did online for like a $10 billion cruise ship.
Yeah,
And things like that. Like when you put it to the people, you never really know what's going to go. Right. So McBinface, Count Binface, and he wears a garbage can over his head. That's why he calls himself Binface. Because
it's
Bin
all
is
made to look
British.
like a costume of like kind of like a space suit of armor, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The trick here, though, is that Nigel is sitting on a potential massive time bomb here. The other parties decided not to put anyone forward because they were like, look, we see what you're doing, Nigel, and the inquiry is still going forward. And if it happens, you're going to be forced to face an election. Then we will fight you in that election, not the one you created for terms. Right. So by resigning, it forced a snap election, which he's going to run in. And again, this could backfire him in the most spectacular way possible if he loses to this perennial joke candidate, right? Which is what makes it kind of humorous and fun to watch. We like to watch her. I like Nigel. I like him. He's seems like a good guy. I trust him for the most part. Do I think he will do what Trump did to our border inside of 2 months and shut the whole thing down? Never. Right. He's part of the establishment. He's going to let this thing float. He's not going to be that, knight in shining armor who's actually going to come forward and do what he said he was going to do. Even if the people vote for him, 9-1. You know what I'm saying? If he wins 90% of the vote, he's still not going to do what he's saying he's going to do, which is shut down all the boats or whatever. And yeah, maybe he'll shut down the boats, but the airplanes will still be flying people in every day, and whatever else other way they can get there. The channel. Right. Well,
it's
not going to get shut down.
And he doesn't plan on doing any massive amount of deportations, and that's why the Reform Party was actually able to gain some momentum, is because the people who want an end to the migration and they want remigration, they want to send people home.
Yeah.
Those people got really upset with Farage and kind of split off and did their own thing, and it could, I hope that the main party, the Labor Party especially, coming out to kind of support Count Binface actually gives Farage a boost. I hope that helps him.
Mm-hmm.
But what I fear is that everybody over there has gotten fed up with politics and they have low turnout, and Binface gets the win. That would be terrible for Farage. That would be terrible for Reform, and it would be devastating for England, because it would set Reform back so far.
Yeah, it's funny. We've got Reform and then Restore with Rupert Lowe. So they have such similar names going forward. We're going to have to be able to memorize those over, without having to think about them for 6 months at a time, hopefully. But the way England is now, they're just on the radar all the time. And not in really good ways. I mean, this World Cup thing is the first positive news I've seen out of England that we've reported on in many years.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, can you think of any?
They've really been having a rough go of it the last few years, especially since COVID. It's just been really hard over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's really sad because,
we
say America is the last bastion of freedom on the planet, but England is a close second, and Canada is a fourth or fifth. I don't know. You know.
Well, it was better before Trudeau devastated the country with COVID. Again, that whole COVID period really messed up a lot of European countries because they shut down so hard. They crushed dissidents. They crushed business, and then the people that got sick of it left. They moved to other countries. They came to America. Like they had a real problem created with that, and then you add the migrants in, and things are not good in the Western world right now, at least as far as at the political level.
Yeah, this socialism stuff is rising fast and furiously through the far left, you know?
Yep.
And we've seen the statistics out there for a long time that said, kids under, 30 are like 60% in favor of socialism and like 15% capitalism. They've been taught so much that isn't true. They've got these educations lasting years, indoctrinating them into, ideas that are just false. I mean, Trump is going, or the White House at least, has put out a letter today talking about the Smithsonian and how it's just and it shows example after example after example of them just being anti-American. Christopher Columbus was a rapist, murdering, colonizer, whatever, like just one of the worst people the world has ever known.
Yeah.
Christopher Columbus, we grew up thinking of him as the guy who discovered America. Pretty big deal. Kind of a big deal. But no, just, all they say, horrible, horrible person. And for what? I mean, this land here was not just going to sit empty forever, right?
No.
The Native Americans didn't have the wheel. They didn't have domesticated, horses and stuff. They had bows and arrows and bison, not to, look down on them, but somebody was going to show up here one day finally and say, hey, man, this place is pretty cool. There's a few people living out here, but they're very sparse. They travel all over the place, and, they have primitive weapons.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Well, I mean, the reality, I think what hurts the most is not just the lack of knowledge about the history and the reality of what America was intended to be, but it's been the last 35, 40 years of just unrelenting spending and debt creation by the government, with the top end getting so much of the reward. And the system is like, it stopped providing what it did for other generations, and that we got to fix that, because I don't think you can stop the socialists without fixing it. Give them a better option.
And I don't know, man. It's like you look out there. I remember seeing this when I was like in my 20s, and I was just driving somewhere in some random massive suburb of Chicago that was just like tens and tens and tens of miles of, endless wealth and prosperity, beautiful neighborhood after beautiful neighborhood after beautiful neighborhood. And it hit me like a ton of bricks that all this stuff passes hands. You know what I mean? Like whoever owns it now, eventually they pass on and somebody else will live in it. Yeah. And so it just, I don't know, it made life seem a lot easier when I realized that was all out there just for the taking. You know what I mean? And that's the way you got to kind of look at America, is that it's not some limited pie that we are all sharing. It's just this endless expansion of wealth creation, forever. That's just for next 1,000 years, we can develop the land here in America. It's that big. You drive through Nevada, and my Lord, drive from Reno to Las Vegas someday.
Nope.
If you can figure out how to get water out there, you can develop that for years and years and years, for centuries.
Just takes the willpower.
Yeah. And the ingenuity. Like I say, you got to get the water out there, right? You find an endless source for the desert out there, and suddenly you've created the wealthiest state in America. I mean, the best weather you could ask for, hands down. Year round. It's just, you're not going to beat it. People look at the desert, they don't think of it that way, but, look at Palm Springs. look at Vegas itself. Look at, you build these oases, you bring the water in, and suddenly you create greenery, you create grass, you create trees, you turn a dead valley to life. I mean, Los Angeles, man, the whole San Fernando Valley, all the way out to I don't know, Barstow. I'm trying to think of one of the names of the cities way out there. Edgewood. I don't know. Not London. Yeah. Anyway, it's interesting to see what we can do. Anyway, we got to go to break, folks. It is time for us to go to break. We'll be right back after these messages.
All right, we're on radio break.
Yeah, a little late. Sorry.
2 minutes. Yep.
I still see 8:56 on my clock.
No, I got
7.
57.
No. Now it's 2. Yeah. So I was about a minute and 40 late. Sorry. I was going off on the desert, though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think you're 100% correct, though, about the water source, and that's why I think we ought to be building take over that northern part of Baja there and start building desalination plants.
Yeah.
Pump it straight into the desert.
Yeah, or even for part of the Columbia River south.
Yeah, that's a lot of destruction of, like, we could just take it right out of seawater. Like, I think we underutilize desalination here way too much. We don't use enough of it. We have such a huge shoreline. It's such easy access to water, and it's such a proven technology.
It'd be interesting is if we could pump the Colorado River backwards.
Pump it backwards.
Well, yeah, like push so much fresh water in it
we're
that it actually flows
off.
backwards.
But we're going to the next room,
like
when we do, I'm going to take in. Well, let's just end it here, and I'll see you guys on the other side.
See you in the next room.
All right, we'll be right back with hour 2, and we should have Willie the Worm Farmer on with us. Look out. Good old Willie. Oops. Hey, Doc.
Hello.
Let me get John in here. And Willy Wonka.
Silly Willy.
He's going to say, "Where's the link?"
Hello?
Hello.
The missing link.
Willie's going to come in here in a minute now. Hold on.
Yeah. Right.
He's got to start making worm corn dogs.
Corn
They're
dog.
delicious.
Yeah, corn dog with instead of
Worm hot
corn,
dog.
it's cricket, and it's worm hot dog in the middle. Yeah.
It'd be a top seller.
Willie's corn dog. Willie's famous corn dogs.
Worm based.
Gets them right out of the cornhole.
Just don't ask too many questions, and they're good.
Until they wiggle away.
Get him that Spanish military contract.
Where is he? You know. Time for timer. Come on.
Oh, he's late. He didn't try to run the Strait of Hormuz, did he?
He's over there with them gays of Hormuz.
They do like their worms.
I don't see him anywhere.
At least he isn't starting fires with his wiener.
How do you know?
Well, that's true. That's true. Don't know for sure.
Oh,
I haven't had a
boy.
chance to ask him yet.
You're just assuming.
This is true. You know what happens when you do that?
Oh,
Yup.
yeah.
Yeah, you saw that article? That's pretty funny. Huh?
I heard about it. I didn't even see the article. I just heard somebody talking about it, and then I saw the article for today, and it's pretty entertaining. I mean,
Yeah, I've got it up in my feed here. It's you know,
a little disturbing,
yeah,
but
Oh, no,
it is,
look out.
you know,
He found the
talk
room.
about mommy issues.
right?
Hey,
Hello, sir. Hello.
hey,
Hey, man.
Hey.
How y'all are tonight? Come on.
We're
how
alive.
you doing, Willie?
Man, life is good. Hot. Too hot.
Nah,
Yeah.
we're just getting started.
Man, I
That's,
went into the hospital the other day. Got too hot.
Yeah,
You went to the hospital.
Almost, man. I
They got good air
almost.
conditioning there.
about died, man. I'm still recovering.
Yeah, I got up to like I don't know, 84 today or something. Pretty damn hot.
Yeah. That's those
Yeah,
85 to 95 is where it starts. You start getting like, okay, this is hot. I don't like this.
Mm-mm. And honestly, anything over 105 starts feeling the same.
Yeah. It's I don't know. The one place that I went down in South Arizona, it was like
Mhm.
112 in the desert, and I would rather have that 112 than 95 in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah, I
still
know the difference, man.
it was ridiculous hot, but it was still better. Like if you went in the shade, at least the breeze was a little bit, in Pennsylvania when
Yeah,
it's
it was
95, there is
something.
no breeze. the
Yeah,
air
we're
can't
just
move.
humid.
Talk about the weather.
Hey,
Um,
what about your worms? We
yeah,
came
what do you
up
got
with
going
no
tonight,
idea.
Willie? I never got the
Um,
transcript for tonight.
Yeah, man. You don't never pay no attention to me when I sing you stuff, man.
Well, sure I do.
You what they call a bad friend.
Oh, there you go.
I sing you stuff and you just ignore me.
Not even a
No,
thumbs
hey,
up.
you know what? I can't say that, man. I lied. Yeah, I sent you that picture of that Willie's worm farm shirt that I had on.
I love
Oh,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I make a bunch of them kind of shirts. Hey,
Those are
did you
cool,
see that?
man.
Hey, did you see that Johnny Cash, that Cocaine Blues I sent you? That where Willie
yeah.
came from. That where Willie came from, man.
The Cocaine Blues.
Yeah,
Nice.
that where Willie came from.
The Cocaine Blues also got a couple of our politicians here recently. So happens.
Willie, we were talking about that guy who cut off his penis and then lit it on fire to try to burn his mom's garage down. Have you heard that story?
No, I hadn't seen that one, man.
Yeah, he threw
Yeah.
it on the ground and covered it with lighter fluid and then lit it on fire and said, "I'll teach you, Mom."
No, I hadn't seen that one.
Yep. Used his penis as a device to set a fire in the garage. That's
God, you gotta have mommy issues, the Lord, to do that, man.
you gotta have
Like,
more
what
than
did she
mommy
do to him?
issues.
What did she do to him, though? You know?
Ain't something in there about cutting
30
off your
seconds.
nose to spite your face or something.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
He could have just moved out.
Yeah. Hell, he could have done a lot of stuff, you know. But- Let's get to the extreme. All right, Willie.
All right, here's your countdown.
Tonight you're
5,
making
4,
worm-based corn dogs.
3, 2, 1, and you're live for the second hour right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show, Hour 2 for July 12th, 2026. And having a great conversation tonight so far with Doc. But let's bring Willie into the mix and see how that increases the, our brain cells, our IQ. Folks, you spend an hour with Willie, you're going to go up an IQ point or two. Isn't that right, Willie?
Yeah. Hey, man, you supposed to introduce me, though, man. Hey, you negligent.
Okay,
negligent.
right.
You didn't tell them
Willie,
folks out of who I was. Come on.
He's the author of the best-selling book series of Willie's Adventures.
Yeah.
It's available on Amazon, right?
Yeah, hey, man, it's called The Adventures of Willie, Lee, and Friends, and it is available on Amazon. Amazon, The Adventures of Willie, Lee, and Friends. Hey, look at that. Hey, it's a bestseller,
Does
man.
Friends have an asterisk next to it?
Yeah, no, man, it's just F-R-E-N-S. Friends.
Okay, Friends.
Yeah.
Are they a bunch of little green frogs?
Yeah. Frogs. That's funny right there. Come on. Yeah. Hey, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about that Peppy frog, man. Hey, I got me some of that what they call cryptocurrencies, man. Hey, that Peppy frog. Hey, I done lost about $100 gazillion on it, though, man. Come on. Hey, there's stuff in the news, man. And what he's trying to tell you, man, is I run Willie's Worm Farm down in Waldo, Florida, and Willie's Cricket Emporium up in Sandy Run, South Carolina. And I sell worm hot dogs and pea jugs, too, man. Hey, did y'all hear the news? Hey, our great president, man, he done found out that that the Islamic Republic of Japan has done fired 111 missiles at one of our ships, man. Hey, I didn't even know Japan was one of our enemies, man. Hey, but I Googlized it.
No.
Huh?
No. No, Japan is not an Islamic country, and I haven't checked the news in the last 20 minutes or so, but I'm sure they didn't lob missiles at America. They might have, hey, they did it at Pearl Harbor. It could be. You're right.
Hey, Donald Trump said it, man. Hey, and it was not AI or nothing, man. He said it. You can Googleize it. If you don't believe me, just ask me.
I'm going to Googleize it,
man. Yeah, no, seriously, man. Hey, I'm looking right at it, man.
The guy is up there. He could have made a mistake.
No, he said it. We had 111 missiles shot by the Islamic Republic of Japan. Donald Trump told us that, man. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, man, it's a good thing that we got him for a president, man. I'm telling you, because he's smart. He's smart what he is, man. He told me, he told my TV set, he told me on my TV set, he said that he's been right about everything, and you can Googleize this too, man. Said he has been president 3 times already. See, I thought this was his second time, but he done been president 3 times already, man. Hey, I'm telling you, that's what he said too.
I think he was saying he won 3 elections.
No, he said No, his words, man. Hey, I Googleized it. I looked it up because they all kind of fake stuff and everything going on out there in the news and everything, man. And I looked it up and I went to 3 different sites. Hey, just like you told me to do, John Gall, you said you need to research your stuff, man. Hey, I researched it and I looked at it and it said Donald Trump. He said himself, the words that came out of his mouth was he has been president 3 times already, man. Hey, I'm telling you, he's smart. Hey, it's true.
Maybe he was the one wearing the Biden mask the whole time.
Yeah, no. Hey, the article says that he accidentally called Iran the Islamic Republic of Japan. So it was an accident. He got Japan and Iran confused, man. That's what happened. It was an accident on his part. That's what happened. Hey, but look at him. Hey, have y'all seen that whole thing that's going on? Oh, and look at him. That fella, that senator out of South Carolina, he passed away today or yesterday, man. And that's a bad thing, man. That Lindsey Graham, he's a senator out of South Carolina. Hey, but I'm telling y'all something else too, man. That Mitch McConnell, they saying that he was passed away, and now they saying he's alive, and now they saying they don't know. They said June 14th rolled around and he got sick, and nobody heard from him till today. But then today it was supposed to have been said that he come out and said he was all right, that he just had some kind of pneumonia. Hey,
Well,
ever
there's
mind,
also a deadline that'll come up here pretty soon that would allow them to get to the point where a governor would replace him if he does pass away. In other words, if you were to pass away right now, runoff election. But I think Doctor, do you know what that date was?
I think it's August 8th, I want to say.
Okay, that's what I thought too. Yeah. August 8th rang a bell to me as well. But so if he can live to August 8th, if he can live to August 8th, then the governor can just appoint a replacement for him, which I don't know. Conspiracy theories, right? We don't want to waste our time with them. But
it come out today. Senator Mitch McConnell says that he was briefly unconscious and had pneumonia. That's what they're saying now. So apparently that old Mitch McConnell, he is alive, man. Hey, but it reminds me of some Weekend at Bernie's stuff, man. They might just be propping him up, and they might be doing him like they done by Dan and putting a mask on somebody else and making it look like him, man. Hey, he looked like Granny Clampett anyway. Irene and bless her heart. May she rest in peace,
Granny
man.
Moses. It ain't Granny Clampett. It's Granny Moses. Okay, she ain't a Clampett. She's a Moses.
Hey, you right, man. You right. That was her maiden name, man.
Right.
Man, you smart. I'm telling you. You
never, right, man. Granny Moses.
You never. Hey, you never cease to amaze me, man. I'm telling you, you almost as smart as Bullhorn Barry. Oh, look at him. Oh, this old Bullhorn Barry. He good guy, man. Hey, they other stuff going on in the news, though, man. Hey, here's a job. here's a job I want. They got, this ain't no lie. It's funny, but it's true. They got a guy. Hey, they got a guy as a Secret Service agent. He is in charge of Donald Trump's poo. Ain't no lie. He got to take Donald Trump's poo and bag it up. And he is in charge of Donald Trump's poo. And Donald Trump, he done some pooping and stuff over in or where he was in that Turkey land. And then they had to bag up his poo and then take it back to the United States. Hey, how would you like to be how would you like for your kids to ask you, well, what's your job with the Secret Service? He'd be like, I got to guard Donald Trump's poo. And that's a job for you right there, man.
It's better than wiping it. I mean, guarding it is far better than wiping.
He got to guard it. He got to keep his poo in a suitcase. And if he goes for a week, man, you got to think about it. If they do a week-long trip, that's got to be. I done the math on it one time. How many pounds of poop that a human being poops, man? Hey, but I just want to know. I was going to say something, but I ain't going to get into it, man.
And then what about the pee jugs, right? What about the pee? Did you just put it in one of your brand new pee jugs and take that with them too in a suitcase?
Yeah, see, that's what I wanted to know, man. I might be able to get on the ground floor there, man, and provide presidential pee jugs. Hey, as a matter of fact,
put the seal right on it.
Yeah. Hey, I just come up with a good idea, man. Hey, Doc 69. Hey, you the one with the money, man. Hey, we could print up a bunch of labels and put them on the pee jugs, man, and call them presidential pee jugs. Hey, look at him. Them things that sell like
I mean, you're piquing my interest. Come, give me the full details
here. Yeah, man.
It's called a business plan, Willie. He wants what they call a business plan.
Well, a business plan. Hey, that's the plan, man. The plan is you send me $1,000 and I'll print up a bunch of labels and put them on the pee jugs. Look at him. Hey, we'll make a killing.
I'm pretty sure if I sent you $1,000, I'd never see a pee jug ever.
Hey, man, you got to have.
You're like the underwear gnomes, right? Step 1, send me $1,000. Step 2, question mark. Step 3, profit, right? Is that your plan? That's your business model?
Yeah, man. Hey, that's what it boils down. Hey, look at him. I got a good deal, man. I just got a letter. I was over on that Tickum Talkum, and I got a note from the representative for the King of Nigeria, man. And this is a different representative for the King of Nigeria. This
guy.
one here is not the same one as I knew before. Hey, and this guy, he told me that the King of Nigeria is not the king right now, but all he needs is $30,000, man, and he can reinsert himself as king of Nigeria, and then once he gets in to be king of Nigeria, he can reimburse that money back to us 4 times over, man. Hey, so you look at him.
Wow.
Y'all can get in. Y'all can get in on the ground floor with this deal, man. Hey, all y'all got to do is to be my partner. He wants 30,000. Y'all send me $30,000, man, and I can send to this fella, and we can get in on the ground floor. Hey, look at him, and we can
And
put
folks
the
at
king
home, you
of
got to
Nigeria.
remember that. Yeah, you got to remember that the Nigerian princes you're always hearing about, those are his kids. Those guys are bad. They're bad news. They're bad apples. The king of Nigeria is actually a very respectful, diligent man who is to be trusted. Am I wrong, Willie?
Yeah, man. Yeah, hey, he's a real deal, man. Hey, you know what? They done studies. Hey, and I got they done studies that there's such a thing as a millionaire, a millionaire. Hey, it ain't official yet, man. Hey, but we're gonna make it official. The term millionaire has become a popular internet slang word describing someone who has little to no money in their bank account. Hey, that's me nowadays. Cause all good got all my money, so I got nil.
Ain't that
I
like
got
all
nothing.
of us? That's like
Huh?
everybody these days. That's like everybody.
Yeah, nil,
A
zero,
millionaire.
hey, except for Doc 69, man. Hey, Doc 69, he got more money than he knows what to do with, man. Hey, but this is, while it's not an official dictionary term, millionaire has spread widely across social media as a joke. Hey, you know what else has spread popular? It's done got popular, man. Not only is it a millionaire, Nilla. I seen a guy, I seen a guy on Tickum talking. He said that all these different races of people, they got their own slang names and stuff for each other, man. Hey, and he said that white people ought to be called like Nilla wafers. And so from now on, you ought to say Nilla. You say, hey, Manila. Hi, what up, Manila? Yeah, hey, white people ought to start calling themselves Nilla so they can have their own slang term for their race, man. Instead of cracker. Oh, we ain't gonna be no crackers no more. We're gonna be Nillas.
Yeah, I mean, isn't Manila like in the Indonesian though? Like, I don't know. I'm saying, like,
Oh, Manila, you're thinking of.
Yeah,
that's it.
no, that's
Manila,
the Philippines, man. In Manila,
Filipino.
I can't even say the word, man.
Filipino.
Yeah, that's it, man. Hey,
You can get yourself a bride over there, from what I hear. Indonesia, Philippines, that whole area. It's a good spot to go hunting for a wife, from what I hear.
Yeah, man. I look at him. I ain't gonna lie. I got me one of them. I went. They got this thing. It's like the J.C. Penney catalog, man, and they got full of these Philippine women's, man. Hey, and you can look them up.
Filipino.
Filipinos,
man. Have some respect. Come on.
Yeah.
Filipino.
Yeah, no, hey, you can order them up and you can bring them to you. But you're going to pay a bunch of money. But then when they get here, they want to take all your money and send it back to the house to their mamas and daddies and stuff, man. So you ain't just supporting them, you're supporting the whole family. I done looked into it, man. Hey, I had this one. There was this one. It was a midget. She come in a crate. She was a Filipino midget.
Right.
And no,
I think our producer wants to go to break early tonight.
Hey, don't y'all remember that? No, don't y'all remember that? Michael the midget took her from me. Hey, she was gonna be my Filipino wife, man. Hey, but you talking about earlier? Hey, before we come on the show, you was talking about this guy. He done something, and it's because he had a mental breakdown or something, man. Hey, some crazy people in this world. Yeah. I don't know if you want to
that's a crazy story. I don't even know if we want to cover it on the air, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Let's
hey,
just say he used an appendage as a fire starter.
that's what he done.
Yeah.
Hey, but he was crazy. I was looking at an article, man, about mental health experts that they're talking about that there is scientific evidence that pacifiers reduce anxiety. And and so now they got these adult pacifiers, man. Hey, these adults, they're running around with these pacifiers in their mouth. Hey, I looked it up. Adult pacifier use is now rising due to a new viral TikTok stress trend, man. Hey, they grown people walking around with pacifiers hanging out their mouths. Oh, look, hey, you
You
can't
have to
make
go to a rave for that.
no, hey, you can't make this stuff up, man. I'm telling you, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Hey, there's some crazy people in this world. Come on.
Well, yeah, there's lots of
I
crazy
think
people.
we're talking to one of them.
Yeah, no, hey, I tried to.
Now, why would you say something like that when I'm on the air? You're supposed to say that when I'm off the air.
Yeah, no, you hurt my feelings. No, I ain't got nothing. Hey, this is another true story, man. Hey, this they got this guy, man. He was missing 90% of his brain. This ain't no lie. Hey, I Googleized it. I looked it up, man. He'd missing 90% of his brain, but he still functioned normally. He was a tax man. And I ain't making it up. He was a tax man.
He's the guy doing your audit, right? He's in
Neurologist.
charge of audits for the IRS.
No, yeah, he was. He was in. He worked for. He was a tax man. That's all it said. And it's got this thing right here. Neurologists say that extraordinary case highlights the brain's incredible plasticity and its ability to adapt and recognize even after a dramatic physical change. Man, yeah. No, hey, this guy right here, he was smart. Well, he wasn't real smart. He had his IQ was like less than 80, but he was able to function in society. I'm looking at a picture of it, man. This guy has got like almost zero brain. I'm looking at the picture. It's crazy. Hey, that's some crazy. Hey, and it makes you wonder. I'm sitting there thinking to myself that some of these politicians we got, that they probably fall into that category too, man. And it makes you wonder about. Yeah, huh?
I'd have to agree with you there.
Yeah, man. You talking about dumb, man? Some of these people are plumb dumb. That's all there is to it.
It's true. It's very true.
Plum dumb. Willie Plum
Yeah,
dumb. Hey, we got 1 minute before we go to break. You're always interrupting me when I try to go to break. So what do you want to say now before we actually have to take a break? We got about 50 seconds left.
Hey, I wanted to talk about Mitch McConnell's old lady being a Chinese spy. Hey, the first thing she done, she heard her husband got sick. She got on a plane, went to China.
Is she back yet?
Huh?
Yeah,
is she back? You guys know if she's back yet?
Yeah. She come back, man. Yeah, she's back now. But I was sitting there thinking that's the first thing that somebody wants to do, man. Hey, did y'all know that way back when, man, this was a true thing, that as a symbol of public trust, peace, and political alliance, that kings would literally sleep with other kings. One of the best known examples was King Henry of England and King Francis of France. They shared sleeping
on that
quarters.
note, we're out of time. I told you we had a minute left. We've got to go to break. We'll be right back after these messages.
Flat Earth, man. Hey.
You got it in. You got it in.
Gay Kings.
This was called the Cloth of Gold Summit in 1520. Historians say that bed sharing among nobles was a common social custom at the time, reflecting status, hospitality, and friendship, and didn't have nothing to do with intimacy. But it makes you wonder about some of our politicians and how one of them's in bed with another one nowadays.
Well, I mean, Lindsey Graham used to, before he passed on, didn't he live with another politician in Washington, D.C., and they were both bachelors for life?
Yeah, he
I
was
think
some.
he was openly gay, wasn't he? Lindsey Graham?
Yeah, yeah.
Wasn't
I
he
don't
openly
think it
gay?
was open,
No,
but it was pretty
no.
well known.
Yeah, no, he
Uh,
wasn't openly, man.
I'm
You
just
got to
glad the
watch out.
stuff about Disneyland didn't come up. But anyways,
You know, you got to watch out about defamation and all that kind of stuff,
I
man.
didn't
But
name people.
yeah.
I just
Yeah, he was.
I just thought he was openly gay. What's wrong with that?
No,
That's
he
not
wasn't.
defamation. I
No, he wasn't
thought he
open
was
about
open.
it, man.
he wasn't open about it.
No, he wasn't open about it. But about half of them are. See, Lindsey Graham, he was a big supporter of that whole APAC thing. And you got this fella named Thomas Massey or somebody who wants to list them as a foreign agent.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah, JFK
Massey's
did
supposed
too.
to Massey's supposed to either replace McConnell or Graham. I forget which one.
I think he may try to get McConnell's seat if it goes up for election, but I think they're going to keep him alive until the state can appoint one.
Just to let you know, Willie, our girl tonight, Cecilia, is in.
I thought you had lost
Oh.
her. I
You
ain't,
done
I ain't
run her
heard
off.
I ain't
Me?
heard from Cecilia in a coon's age, man.
Isn't there a song about Cecilia?
Yeah,
Like,
you know,
Break in my heart.
yeah.
or
Well, Barry broke that one, but anyways,
No, Cecilia is Mark's paid groupie.
my what?
Yeah, it's your paid
That's
groupie.
How is that?
Don't deny it.
Don't deny it.
Deny what?
Mark got him. He got him a subscription.
Subscription.
He got him a subscription to folks that likes his stuff and interacts with him on his pages and stuff, man. Hey, that's a big market for that kind of stuff. Mark is a bot handler. I can't say that, man. I'm just teasing you, man.
I know. You know, I don't care what you say, you know, about other folks, you know. That's how it is. You know? About other folks, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He only cares.
Willie,
about
you're
what
a
you say
sick
about
son
him.
of a bitch. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Sick.
You're all
my
right in someone
IQ
else's
does drop
book, but
every time you're
anyways,
on
30 seconds, guys, and then we'll be back.
My IQ
I
drops
thought-
when you come on here, dude. I swear to God.
All right, man. I'll talk at y'all a little bit later. See if I can figure out how to
All
do
right,
this.
Hey, love that shirt, by the way. That was kick-ass.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
pretty
very
cool.
cool.
And
Did I get
here
one?
comes your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're live for the last segment right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to hour 2 of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. All kinds of fun stuff going on out there, huh? Man,
Yes.
interesting having Willie on. And I
It
know what I
always
said
is.
during the break. I think that my IQ does go down maybe 1 point when he comes on.
I feel smarter when Willie comes on, but there's
Yeah?
reasons for that. Yeah.
I think it bounces back the next morning, of course. But, you know, hey, it's Sunday night. It's the end of the weekend. Let's have some fun. Let's bring in Willie. That's
Good
why I
for
always
that.
do it here. Because I think he just said I can't figure out how to get out of the room.
Uh-oh.
But
He's stuck with
anyway.
us.
So talking about the lunacy that is the, world today, California is now actively recruiting non-citizen teenagers to be election workers. Non-citizen teenagers to be election workers in California. Have you seen Spencer Pratt in the latest video he put out?
I did.
He said basically, if you don't have faith in your elections, then it's as good as not having fair elections. It's as good. No one has faith in this. He won on election night. The third place lady conceded, crying on stage. She lost, tears in her eyes.
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
went and magically found all these votes for the third place candidate until she was 3,000 votes above him. And then they said, well, she won. Let's stop counting. No need to count anymore. She won. Unbelievable. And now they're going to put non-citizen teenagers in the polling places. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
Homan has the chance to do the funniest thing possible and go out and arrest them as they're door knocking and deport them. Like that's what they should do. They got the Republicans in these blue cities and blue states. They got to start playing with fire. They got to start firing back somehow. Like, if they're going to do stuff like this, send a bunch of ICE agents out to go to the neighborhoods where they're door knocking and check immigration status.
Absolutely. Yeah, submit ballots that have a signature that's slightly off or whatever. Wait for them to come and cure your ballot and be like, yeah, are you even a citizen? What are you doing handling ballots if you're not even a citizen of the United States?
Yeah.
That to me is just like, it's just a slap in the face. Demoralization, like we talked about earlier in the show with Yuri Brezmenov.
100%.
Demoralization, man. You got non-citizen. You go to vote, and everybody in there is basically Mexican, and they're not U.S. citizens, and they're handling all of the mechanics of it, including the machines, the counting, the tabulation, all that stuff. And it's not like they're saying, hey, one or two might get in here. They're actively recruiting them.
Well, the only reason you do something like that, John, is because you want the people counting the ballots to not know the rules and the laws so that you can get them to do things that you couldn't get other people who do know the laws to do. That's the only reason you do something like this.
Sure. Or, and just straight up demoralization as well. You can't let go of the fact that this just makes everyone feel like, wow, I went to the polling place today and I couldn't believe what I saw, It's just staggering. It was exactly like going to some fast food place, a McDonald's or whatever, right? A workplace. But leave it to California to just go the extra mile, though, and really, 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 and in this important midterm election, they got the governorship on the line. They got the mayoral race for the mayor of Los Angeles. Big, high-profile. Spencer Pratt was supposed to be in this at this point, but they clearly shenanigans. I mean, at this point, is there any question that there weren't like massive shenanigans that flip this whole thing on its head so that now Spencer Pratt is eliminated from it? Is that insane to you?
I think that's pretty obvious that there was some kind of shenanigans going on. I mean, and anybody who understands how elections are supposed to work and the numbers and these things, like, there's clearly something, all kinds of screwy with the elections in California. Same with New York City, same with Seattle, Portland, all these hardcore blue communist strongholds all have serious problems with their elections.
Mm-hmm. And back in the day when she came out, the third place lady, I forget her name, she came out crying on election night and conceded. She put out a concession statement, right? In any other election prior to this, that would have been it. She conceded the election. She would have called him and said, congratulations, you won. And that's how it worked forever. I think Hillary Clinton was the first one to just not do the whole, call when the whole glass ceiling thing at the convention center in New York, where all the people were out there crying their eyes off in 2016.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, and I may be wrong, it's been a long time, but I think Al Gore eventually did give a concession speech, but at first he didn't. I think he challenged.
Yeah,
but again, there was
the whole thing with the Supreme Court and the hanging chads and all that stuff going on down in Florida, right? Where they yeah. So
that one I kind of give that one a little bit of a pass because there was some questions there, But Hillary straight up just said she wasn't going to concede.
Yeah. And well, the one as well, and with the Florida with the hanging chads, Al Gore, it was shenanigans in the fact that they were only protesting the ballot counts in like 3 counties that were heavily Democratic, right?
Right.
They weren't
Exactly.
saying let's do it statewide. They were just saying, hey, we need to count all the votes in this county only.
Right.
Don't look at the rest of the state. If they'd have gave the rest of the state the exact same scrutiny, then they would have come up with millions of more votes for the Republican. I'm sure that was Bush at that time. But it's it started then, and it's just gotten to this point where election day doesn't mean much of anything. It's election week, it's election month, it's election forever, and we need to put an end to that. We need to have dignity and honor back into this whole process where people trust it again, because they don't trust it now. They just don't trust it now. I don't. The 77 million people who voted for Trump don't trust it.
I don't think if you voted for Trump in 2020, I don't know how you can think that the elections are secure in any way. Like I just looking at I didn't vote in 2020, but just looking at it from an outside perspective, it was very obvious that there was no real support for Joe Biden, and it was very odd that the timing and the way that things behaved, like it all seemed very much suspicious. And I think that was because they cheated. I do think they did in many ways.
And it gave Donald Trump 4 years to sit in the background. The man never sleeps. The man is, just at it all day long. It gave him 4 years to sit there in the background and formulate a strategy, formulate teams, formulate people, formulate plans to do it right. And honestly, at the end of the day, Donald Trump in his 3rd quote term was way, way, way better than it would have been had he just been given 4 more consecutive years. So it ultimately backfired on them massively, to give him that time to just formulate the whole thing and come in there ready to swing, ready to just go for the fence. Because that's what he did. He went for the fence. He shut the border down in day 1. It took him 10 minutes to shut the border down.
Yeah, I think that's why they probably tried to take him out, honestly, is because they realized how big a mistake they made by screwing him over. They just made him angry. He didn't go away. But I think that was part of the reason why he was so prepared, though, is because they had screwed him over so much. Unfortunately, the war machine always does its thing. I didn't suspect he would hold them off forever. I didn't think that was really going to be possible. But it's the only reason he got as much done as he was able to is because he hit the ground running those first 100 days.
Mm-hmm. And how many assassination attempts, how many bogus lawsuits trying to criminalize the guy, trying to call him a felon. Even this last week in Turkey, it seems as if there was a very serious assassination attempt on Donald Trump, to the point where he had to send Air Force One up to Germany or England and, do some finagling to get out of there safely. But even now, we just saw this weekend, literally they tried to kill Donald Trump again. And they're saying it was Iran, but, Iran is motivated to kill him, sure, but they've also got allies here in the United States. Hell, Mamdani in New York just tried to set up a, meeting with Iran's ambassador so they could talk about, relations and how it was going to exempt itself from everything Trump is trying to do,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you have the leftists as well. And then you have various elements of various other countries between China, Ukraine, and Russia. I mean, there are a lot of people that would benefit if Trump was no longer around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he left a message saying, if I am assassinated, turn Tehran into a parking lot, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're insane. I was listening to Mark Rubio talk today about Iran, and it's like they're just insane. They're the biggest warmongering faction on the planet. They're funding satellite wars everywhere, right? The whole Palestinian thing we saw the last 3 years would have never happened if Iran hadn't pulled the trigger on all that and funded all that and made it happen. You know, look, Israel doesn't want a war with Palestine. January 7th happened. They responded, I think, very gently.
I completely
If I
disagree
was
with
in
that.
charge there,
Yeah,
I would have been much more aggressive than
Yeah.
what I did.
I think Israel. There's a whole lot of evidence to suggest that Israel stood down to make sure that went through. It was, and we know for a fact that
Oh, come on.
helped pump money over to Hamas to keep them, because they have the PLO in the West Bank. They wanted two heads instead of one because it separates the power struggle. So there is significant evidence to suggest that. Now, I'm not saying Iran didn't give money to Hamas. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they gave money to any group
Hamas
that
wouldn't have
asked.
had any of the power that they had if they hadn't been funded completely by Iran. I mean, if you take Iran out of the situation, then you're taking Hamas out of the funding as well. You're taking Hezbollah, you're taking all these proxies that operate in these adjacent areas to Israel, and they cease to be an issue, and you can suddenly, see semblance of peace in the Middle East. In my humble opinion, I don't know.
You're not going to get peace, and you're not going to get peace in the Middle East. This is not going to happen. But the problem is it's not America's job to be the police. That's the problem, and that's where America, the American empire, and its desires do not align with 75% of the people in the country. 75% of the people in the country are absolutely tired of being the police officer of the world and would like some police officers.
I'm one of them for sure. I'm one of them. Yeah.
And so when you get involved in these things, it doesn't matter how great it is for getting rid of Iran's terrible influence in the world. If it causes you to miss a midterm election and lose your political power, was it worth it? Like that's my big thing with this. Is like there's so many people did not want this to happen that it could end up backfiring horribly. Even though Iran has had their cities and their military devastated, at the end of the day, is America going to be better because of it? And I don't know that that's true yet. I have a lot of evidence suggesting it'll go the other way. That's what scares me.
Well, I mean, we started when I was saying that Rubio was talking the other day. I was listening to him, and he was just saying that, look, these guys are insane. In other words, we had been making peace agreements with them. We'd been working with them, and, literally, like, you hang up the phone. Looks like we made big progress. Hang up the phone, boom, they send rockets into a cargo ship.
Well, that's because we're negotiating with the group we're not negotiating with the group that controls Iran's military. We're negotiating with a bunch of politicians that don't control the military there. There's multiple factions. Like it's a terrible sand trap.
Yeah, exactly. So how do you find peace, therefore? How do you go forward with that? Granted, we're in a stupid spot. I don't want to be in this position. You know what I mean? We're not where we want to be. This is crazy. We've been backed into this corner where now Trump feels like he has to do something aggressive here to end this. And, apparently over the last 24 hours, we've bombed the living crap out of them. We've really thrown the hammer down on Iran. And, he's not going to stop until they at least put someone forward there who's in control of stuff, who says, uncle, enough, just stop it. Let's, not do this anymore. So it's, I don't know.
If they are crazy, though, why would they act rationally and give in? It just makes no sense. Like if they are irrational actors, you're just asking for an escalation ladder. You're not. The only way that we're getting out of this, if they are as crazy as Rubio says, Well, but that's who controls the weapons, right? I mean, if the crazy bastards are the ones that control the weapons, then that's who we should be negotiating with. If you can't negotiate them with because they're crazy, then that only leaves you one option. You either keep escalating up the ladder or you back out and you leave. There really is. Those are the only two options. Trump, and like you said, we're backed into this corner. Like he started it, we're in it. Now he only has those two options.
Yeah. Which is not the way you want to run things, you know?
No, you want to have as many options. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's the whole quagmire that we would have been, well advised to not get so involved with. But it is what it is, and he's got his alliances, and, the powers that be have decided that this is the way it should be done. I'm sure Lindsey Graham was very influential in this, with mad respect to Lindsey. But I'm sure he had a little bit to do with this.
Oh yeah, he never saw the war he didn't like. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful to the guy, but that's not being disrespectful. That's just what he was. He would stand up and say, "Yeah, of course, yeah, I've never seen a war I didn't like." Yeah,
yeah, especially if it was America's interest.
Yeah, there's a lot of money in that.
Yeah, that
sadly is true, man.
Yeah,
sadly, it's true. Sadly, we've made war so profitable that there's just so many people out there that want to just keep pumping these guns into these regions and missiles, and gosh,
Yeah.
Now, on another note, it does seem like the news I've been seeing lately in Ukraine is that somehow, I don't know how, but they seem to be kicking butt over there and pushing Russia back pretty hard right now.
Nah.
You're not seeing those reports?
Oh no, I see them. I just know they're not true.
Okay.
Russia's taken over 3 of the main towns they've been defending for a year and a half. They've taken them all over. Now, Ukraine won't admit to this for another couple months, but they're already totally under Russian control. The drones that they're sending into Russia now are pure desperation plays. All that's doing is causing Putin to cut off selling diesel and gasoline to the open market, which is going to end up hurting the economic situation. But Ukraine has no chance of winning this war. There's no chance. They can make it
winning back any of their real estate, Crimea.
No chance. Not unless we put, NATO puts boots on the ground. There's no way.
Yeah, NATO's never going to do that.
No.
It's and nor should NATO do that, right? I mean, it's a Russia thing. At the end of the day, it's like, Ukraine was definitely part of Russia for a long time, and if they want to try to, take it back over, that's one thing. But to go in there and slaughter 1 million people, say, "Hey, man, we love you. You're our people, so therefore we're going to go in there and fight you and kill half of your population of men, to bring you back into the warm embrace of communism."
Yeah, I don't know, man. Slavic Civil War is not a place you want to be. It's not a place you want to be. Those people have been killing each other for thousands of years too, and it's just like, man, can you guys just get it over with? Can you just stop sending them bombs? Stop sending them money? Let them, because if we stop sending bombs to Europe or selling bombs to Europe, who is then giving them to Ukraine, if we would stop doing that, Ukraine would be done fighting. All their factories they're built in Poland and Germany, so they're not really Ukrainian factories. There's nothing there in Ukraine. Russia's destroyed anything of real value and has said, like, listen, it's time to negotiate. And of course, Zelensky won't, because they keep sending him money and bombs.
And they won't have an election there too, mind you, right? How long has this thing been going on?
5 years
I thought
now?
this war would last. I thought the war would last 3 weeks tops. Russia's going to invade Ukraine. Okay, 3 weeks, right? No, here we are years later. Heck, I thought Israel would have the hostages back in 3 weeks as well. It took them 2 years.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder if the goal actually was to do those things. You know what I mean? Like it just with all of these things, you got to wonder if the war itself and the quote unquote goals of the conflict are really the actual goals. If there's not some other goals that are playing out behind the scenes that we have no idea about.
Yeah. Let's see. In other news, there was a giant audit that's been happening, Freedom of Information Act and the whole 9 yards in Detroit, where they asked for the ballots. Please give us the ballots. Detroit said, hell no. So they filed a Freedom of Information Act. And finally, this dude who's doing all this got the ballots. He got this big truck full of ballots. And they have spent the last couple of years counting these things, putting them together, doing all the analysis. And out of the 155,000 absentee envelopes that they received, right, 26,000 were unlawfully counted.
That's not a
Okay,
shocker at
so
all. Glad they're auditing, though.
was what?
I said I'm glad they're
Why are they
auditing.
auditing it?
No, I'm
You're glad they're auditing it. Okay, I thought you said why. I'm like, what? Yeah. So they did this, and they went through it, and the numbers here are kind of staggering. They said in their numbers that there was something like 170 some thousand votes that came in through these absentees, right? So, after the fact, after the date, they're counting the votes and yada, yada, yada. They don't even have they didn't even have the numbers that they reported. And then when they looked at them, many of them, 25,000 of them, were missing the envelopes, right? And they're not even to the point where they're analyzing the signatures yet, right? So there's still people, doing another fundraising round so they can get, the expertise and the software together to actually go out and now start comparing the signatures. And I guarantee you the signature verifications are going to be, way off, way off. So it's amazing. They're doing the audits, and when they actually do them, they're finding 26,920 ballots were wrong. They're finding that there were 7 different versions of the postmark on it, or not the postmark, the stamps on the envelopes with the address, on it. And that was all done by one company, and they should all be uniform. But there were multiple different versions of the address sticker that they put on there, right? And it just goes on from there. It's, man, this stuff, I'm glad, like you said, I'm glad they're looking into it. But this goes out, and it's like, 5 years later,
Yeah.
who cares? At this point, it's ancient history.
Well, that's why it's so important that we get this. If we're going to actually have a country in the future for another 250 years, we got to get this election stuff figured out. We have to. If we don't get this election stuff figured out, there's no way to guarantee that there'll be any kind of honest election if we don't get it fixed.
And it all starts with the SAVE Act at this point. I mean, the SAVE Act is the lowest hanging fruit. 80% of the population wants IDs for voting.
Yep.
Right? 80% of the people, 8 out of 10 people out there say, hey, should you have an ID to vote? Well, of course.
Across all political spectrum.
8 out of 10 people.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like 90% for Republicans and like 68% for Democrats, somewhere in that range. And those are staggering numbers. America doesn't agree on anything to those numbers. And there is no developed country on the planet that doesn't have some form of verification of identification to vote. It doesn't exist. We're the only ones that do it. We're the only country in the developed world that is mailing out willy-nilly all these ballots to people all over the country. Just willy-nilly, send them in the mail, who cares? As long as you get them in the mail, that's all you need to do. Because the more you mail out, the more you can count at the end, even if they don't come back. You know what I'm saying there, right?
Yep. Unfortunately, that is the way it is.
Anyway, we're about running out of time. Doc, where can people find you online?
You can always follow me over on Rumble, Minds, Odyssey, and of course on the platform formerly known as Twitter at Doctor420. That's Doctor with an E, and you can always follow me there.
All right, man. Thanks so much again for a fabulous show. Thank you, Mr. Producer. Thank you to the audience for listening in. We love you so much. I mean, we wouldn't have a show without you. You're the greatest audience there is. But we're all out of time, so we will see you this Wednesday night at 6 o'clock p.m. right here on the station for the next installment of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show.
All right. Great show, guys.
Excellent. I'm going to
Thank
go
you.
eat a hamburger.
Thank you.
You guys have a good one.
All right.
It's vegetarian, right? It's near meat. Right? It's not meat. Oh, our room died.
Yep. Well, I'm going to host us over to Jug Draco and over on Kick. And I'm going to do some editing and we're going to get on out of here. Thanks, John. I'll see you on Wednesday. And catch up with everybody else soon.